So if you like to torture yourself, then this is a good one for you, okay? Welcome to my channel. This is my first video ever, so wish me luck. I'm not sure how it's gonna go. We will see. But anyways, so I'm going to be talking about books in my channel. I'm a pretty big reader. I used to do it a lot when I was younger, and I've kind of gotten back into it recently. And I have like no one to talk about these things. So here I am. We're gonna talk about it on my channel. So today we're going to be talking about duologies. I primarily read fantasy romance, lots of enemies to lovers. So that's basically what you're gonna see in a lot of the books that I'm gonna be talking about on this channel. I'm going to recommend a few to you guys. Y'all can comment what y'all think about them. You can also comment down what duologies you really liked and what you recommend that I read or the other viewers read. We love to share recommendations, okay? So the first duology that I'm going to talk about today is The Wrath and the Dawn and The Rose and the Dagger. Now this one is a pretty popular duology, and I think so, but I've seen it around like a few times whenever I was watching reviews. And so I think that a lot of people know about this duology already, but it is a retelling of 1001 Nights or Arabian Nights. In The Wrath and the Dawn, we have a king who takes a different bride every night and he kills them. They never make it to the next morning. And so the people fear him and hate him because they're all losing a loved one to this man, and they don't know why. They just believe that he's this horrible, evil king. And so the main character, Shahrazad, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm not sure, to be honest. But her best friend is chosen to be the next bride to this king. Like all of the other brides, she dies. She doesn't make it through the night. And so Shahrazad, our main character, she is taking matters into her own hands at this point. So she volunteers to be the next bride. And this is the first time that's ever happened. And so the king is very intrigued. And so she has a plan to survive the night. So what she does is she tells him stories. You're probably thinking, what? Where's the dagger? Where's the poison? What? No. So she uses stories to keep him interested so that way he won't kill her, which is really smart, honestly. So she'll go through the night, she'll start telling a story, and then now it's about that time where he would normally kill her, and she goes, I'm tired, I'm gonna have to finish the story tomorrow. And he goes with it. And so kind of as the story's progressing, he's not just interested in the stories, he's starting to be interested in our protagonist. And so the story kind of goes along with our main character surviving the nights, and they end up kind of building this interesting relationship. And so Shahrazad is kind of battling between her need for revenge and liberating her people and saving other women from being a victim to this king. But she's also struggling with these new feelings that she's developing, and she's learning more about the king. And so that's basically how the story starts to go, and I won't give too many details. I forgot to mention that with this book there's somewhat a love triangle, and I hate love triangles. I can't stand it, but I can definitely see how it's really good for a plot. I highly recommend that you read it. Let me know if you do and what you think about it. Now, so for my second recommendation for duology, I'm going to be talking about the Dance of Thieves and the Vow of Thieves. So this is a spin-off duology from the Remnant Chronicles. And so with that series, we had Leah, Rafe, and Kaden, and there's different kingdoms. Leah ends up being this queen. I won't go into too much detail in case you haven't read it, but it's following like years later after the end of that series. And so we do get to see some of the old characters, which I really, really liked. But then it also introduces new characters. So with this duology, it's going to be following Kazi. Don't really know how to pronounce these people's names. I kind of just make them up in my head and hope that I'm correct. So we're going to be following Kazi and Jace. So Kazi, she was trained to be part of the Rattan for Queen Leah from the Remnant Chronicles. And so she was, you know, orphaned and grew up on the streets. She basically had to steal to survive. So she kind of had a really hard upbringing. And so the story basically follows these two characters, and they end up kind of stuck together. They both are keeping a lot of secrets. They both have ulterior motives as to why they're with the other person, why they're helping them out. So there's a lot of lying, there's some betrayal, there's heartache, a lot of scheming, a lot of spying, and it's a really, really exciting story. With this duology, there wasn't a ton of world building as compared to the Remnant Chronicles. We are pretty much just kind of in about just like one or two settings for both books, but this book is a tearjerker, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe I'm just soft, but this book hurt me. And as I was reading, like, I was getting like nauseous. Like, I could feel it in my stomach because I knew something bad was gonna happen. I was just waiting for that moment. Okay, the third recommendation that I have for you guys is my favorite duology, and that is the Bridge Kingdom. With this duology, we have Bridge Kingdom and Traitor Queen going to be following Lara and Aren. Okay, so they're from opposing kingdoms, and Lara was basically raised with one goal in mind, and that was to marry and basically spy and kill the king. And so she gets married to Aren. She goes over to his kingdom, and she's meant to be the spy. So Aren, to their people, is this really bad king who is causing starvation and suffering in her kingdom. And so she's out for vengeance, and she's gonna do whatever she can to send information back to her kingdom, to her father. Her father is the ruler on this side. And so basically it's called Bridge Kingdom because there's a large bridge that connects all of the different lands. And so this is really profitable. It's used for trading, and whoever owns the bridge or whoever rules over the bridge has a lot of power. Lara's father really wants control over the bridge, just like everyone else basically does. And so she's over here with Aren being all nice and friendly when she's really just spying on him. But like all of the other books that I read, she starts to learn more about him, learn more about his people, and so she's very conflicted. Lara must choose which kingdom she'll save and which kingdom she'll destroy. There is, once again, a lot of betrayal and heartache in these books. With these books, there's a lot more culture and world building. It was really exciting to read. I felt like when I was reading, I could just picture all of these different settings. There's sharks, there's water, there's snakes. We get so many more details in this duology as compared to the other two, which I really enjoyed. I also loved Lara. She is sassy, she is confident, she is very skilled in killing, which I don't know why I'm so excited about that, but she's like really, really cool. She's also just been through it. So she has her own inner demons that she's struggling with as well, alongside all of the other conflict that's gonna happen in the books. Like with Dance of Thieves, if you like to feel like your heart is being ripped out of your chest, then I would read this one. This one was even more so. Like I couldn't stop reading. I felt heartbroken. I was rooting so hard for Lara and Aren, but I won't get into all of that. I actually ordered a signed copy of this duology, and it should be here very soon. And when it does, we're gonna do a discussion. I'm going to do a video all about this duology, and it's going to have lots of spoilers, so please go read it so that way you can watch that video and we can talk about it, because I have a lot to say. That's about all I have for today. That is definitely not the only duologies that I like. There's a lot more that I just didn't get into today, So if you have any other recommendations for duologies, please drop them down. I'm always looking to read more books, standalone series, whatever you recommend that I read. I will definitely read it and then possibly do a review. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video today. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you want to watch some more videos. Thanks for watching. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel.